Welcome to Meet the Ambassadors channel, where we meet all ambassadors based in Bangkok. So today we will be meeting the ambassador of the Republic of Peru, His Excellency Fernando Quirós, and also His Excellency wife, Mrs. Jimena Rios. So before meeting him, we will give you a little bit of his background. So coming to Thailand, he is also accredited to Myanmar and the Philippines. And before coming to Thailand, he is based in the 3 continents, first in the US, Switzerland, and Venezuela. And for his background, he graduated at a law school during his bachelor degree and also went for a master for international relations in Geneva, Switzerland. He and his wife have 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. And during this COVID situation, we need to be precautions about it by wearing masks. Okay, let's go meet the ambassador. And we're here at the residence of the Ambassador of Republic of Peru, His Excellency Fernando Quirós, and we'll also be meeting his wife, Mrs. Jimena Rios. Let's go meet them. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีค่ะ
Most welcome to
Thank
the
you so
residence
much
of Peru. Pleasure,คุณไป
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Please,
so let's start.
come in. So, welcome to the residence. We're welcoming you now with His Excellency President Sagasti, President of Peru, our flags, and His Majesty the King, the day I present my credentials.
I see. That was like
3 years ago. Already.
3 years
Yes.
ago. Wow.
So it's a pleasure to have you. You know, of course, my wife, Jimena. We receive you in the residence with the Peruvian modern art.
Oh.
This is a Peruvian painter, Nebur Arellano. She's painting in silk, and interestingly, she's using many times Thai silk.
Oh, Thai silk.
Yes.
Oh.
So she's painting in silk with sand, and most of the elements are taken from inspiration from old Peruvian textiles.
I see. Wow.
So in this residence, this is the social part of the residence, where we have 3 rooms for receiving our visitors. Peruvian embassy has been here for 28 years already. Even if we are not the owners of the space, but we are very comfortable here. We have here a piece of art from Cusco artist. This is a Christ. It's a very strong piece of art. Her name is Antonia Merida. She's the daughter of a famous artist, a sculptor in Peru, Merida. So if you go to Peru, you will find a lot of
The art
of this kind,
I see.
where the hands are very big and the feet, and there are others that have a lot of messages. And of course the religious elements, the angels here.
Is this more of like a contemporary?
It is,
Arts?
it is,
Yeah.
but Merida, the father passed away, but he has huge sculptures in Cusco, and he's known all around the world. So we're very proud to have a piece of Merida with us here. Here you have a beautiful church from Ayacucho, the mountains from Peru. Always religious inspiration is very, very important in our art. And of course, you have huge pieces of churches and this is from Puno.
It's so cute.
From Puno, you've been there, huh? This
Yes,
is the Candelaria carnival in February. And this part is very close to us because this is the famous retablos. No, retablos is a wooden box that was brought to Peru in 16th century by the Spanish. At the beginning, it was a kind of portable altar. The priest will carry from town to town and then put it there to do the mass, because when he opens, normally you will have the Christ, and he will do the mass. But of course, many hundred years later, this is opportunity for artists to present histories and color. So
And it is made out of potato.
yeah, well, these pieces are made out of potato.
Oh,
Yeah, and
I couldn't tell.
are-
It's like ceramic.
yes, it's so nice. It's painted, and there are huge retablos. 3 levels, 4 levels.
Like large size one.
Exactly. And this is very special one because this is us.
Oh, actually, what? Oh,
This is me,
yeah.
my wife,
Cute.
my daughter, and my 2 sons.
Oh, this is so cute.
We received this special gift
Oh,
from our children.
that's so cute.
Here, I'm very proud to have this piece also because this is Torre Tagle Palace. This is the headquarters of Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Peru. So the Peruvian diplomacy is known as Torre Tagle diplomacy because of this palace. This is was built in 1735, early 18th century. It's in downtown Lima, and it's very beautiful. It's one of the best architecture pieces in Peru now, in downtown Lima.
I see.
Colonial architecture, no? And these elements, of course, are the architecture is Spanish. It's from Sevilla, but these elements are, of course, Arabic. It's coming from the Arab world.
I feel like the details is similar to
Yes,
the woods.
exactly. And you have over there.
Oh, yeah.
The same. This is a balcony, as the one in Torre Tagle Palace. This is a piece, and you know, that's what I was referring. This is Arabic. They used to do it in colonial times because women will place themselves inside to see outside, but they can't be seen.
Oh, I see. So they can see what
Exactly.
other, and then.
Exactly. So this is a piece that we also love because it reminds us of. We have some pieces of a culture from Jimena's sister. You can say something about it?
My sister is a sculptor. So
what?
this is a trilogy, 3-piece sculpture that is an abstract creation. She works with wood and many times also with stone.
Pieces are from colonial painting also. It was made by indigenous artists in colonial times, but always with religious motives and inspiration.
Right.
It's called Escuela Cusqueña, the Cusco school of painting. Very typical also from Peru. And this is where I normally work when I'm at the residence. So this is my working space. This is His Majesty the King in Cusco.
Oh, yes, I heard.
He was there in
also-
1993 when he
Wow.
was crowned prince.
And also Princess Sirinchorn.
Sirinhon, yes.
Yeah, also visited
She was there 2019.
2019. Not so long ago.
Yes.
Yep, so that's all for the residence touring part, and next up we will start out with the gift giving part.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So hi everyone. everyone, we're back from the tour of this lovely residence, and now it's one of my favorite sessions, which is the gift giving session. So we have like a cultural exchange of the gifts for the ambassador. Yep, so I heard that your favorite sport is tennis.
Absolutely.
So we did a little customization of the tennis ball. So we have the Peru flag of Peru. You can hold this. And this one is the Thai flag. This one is the Thai flag.
So nice.
Definitely a unique gift that you won't get anywhere in this world. And yeah, this is like Thai love Peru in Thai language, and then in English as well. Yeah.
So nice.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, so during this session, it's like a cultural exchange. So we like to share to our audience what our flag means. So maybe we can start with the Thai flag.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So Thai flag, as you can see, has 3 colors: red, white, dark blue, white, and red. So it means the red means nation, and the white means religion, and the dark blue means monarchy. So all of this, and in this flag was adopted in 1917 during the Rama VI era. So it was during the King พระมงกุฎเกล้าเจ้าอยู่หัว era.
So nice.
So that's Thai flag. Maybe you can share a bit about the Peru flag. What does the colors mean, and maybe the coat of arms in the middle.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, in fact, the Peruvian flag is a legend about our flag, and it was created at the 200 years ago.
Yeah, it was in the 1824 when it was first adopted in
Absolutely.
Peru. Yeah.
It's, and it's created after a dream by General José de San Martín, who proclaimed our independence in 1821. And we have in the southern part of Peru a lot of birds.
I see.
And there is a bird that has exactly these colors.
Oh, okay.
The wings in red
Flamingo.
and
I see.
the flamingo, yes.
I see.
A lot of flamingos.
I see.
So flamingos flying in liberty, there was this association.
Oh, with the independence.
Independence of Peru, the wings and the body in white. No, and our coat of arms has,
there's like a llama
yes,
figure.
but we have the vicuña, the quinina. Is a tree of the quinina, very famous tree in Peru. That supports fight against paludism.
I see.
And the cornucopia, which is pieces of gold
Inside
that shows the richness of our territory. So this is so nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
It's a nice gift. I will treasure this with me for many years. And I promise I will not use to.
Don't hit it. Maybe this one you can, but yeah, that one is a bit hard.
I will
Oh, they are beautiful.
keep them with so nice. Huh? It's an artist.
And a very nice work. Wow.
Yes, handmade. Somebody did a beautiful job. Thank you
That's
so much.
possible. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Beautiful.
Yes, so next up we will play the 10-second game. Stay tuned. Hi, so we're back. Now, also we're in the game session. And let me just read the rules of the game. So the game today is 10 seconds game. I'm going to read out questions about Peru and also Thailand. And we have a little bell here for testing. And the person who hits the bells first would have to answer the questions in 10 seconds. And we have the iPad here just to time for 10 seconds. If you cannot answer the question correctly within 10 seconds, then the other person would have the chance to answer them also within 10 seconds. So are you ready?
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, so the first question is, list out 3 most visited cities of Peru by tourists. Go. She's first. Okay.
Cusco, Arequipa, Lima.
Okay. 7 seconds. Okay, you got it. So Cusco, Lima, Arequipa, correct. Yay! And you have the chance to explain a little bit on like Cusco, what is there? Maybe the audience could know, and then Lima and Arequipa, and maybe other cities. Maybe.
Me?
Yeah, whoever you can
Well,
explain.
Lima is the capital city of Peru, and it's at sea level. I come from Lima, and there are more than 10 million inhabitants in Lima. Cusco is the
tourist
belly bottom of the world, considered the capital of the Inca Empire, the most important and symbolic city and culture in our country.
We already have a Machu Picchu. Everyone
Machu
comes to
Picchu,
visit.
which is one of the 7 modern wonders of the world. And Arequipa is a very important city in the mountains of Peru also, and it's called the White City.
Why?
Because it has sillar. It's a type of stone.
It's a volcano, the
volcanic.
Okay.
and there is a white
Active?
Semi, actually.
semi-active. Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
But you can do many things with that sillar. So the city is built up with it was built up with that material.
Many of the buildings are white color because of this, and also handicrafts. So you
I see.
you can get many souvenirs.
From that city. Also, there are also other interesting cities like Puno. There's a lake, Titicaca.
Titicaca Lake, which is a binational lake. Titicaca is shared by Peru and Bolivia, and is the highest lake in the world that can be navigated. You have huge ships. It reminds me to other big lakes in the world, like the Geneva Lake, shared between Switzerland, and France, and you can't see the other side of the lake.
Oh, it's like far
It's huge,
beyond.
and we've been there.
Uh,
And then in a certain moment you feel you are in the ocean. Yes.
I see.
It's beautiful.
It's large. Yeah, if you have the chance, come to visit. Also, one of my favorite cities that I went to go to the Amazon is Puerto Maldonado.
Yes.
Yes,
Beautiful also.
beautiful.
It's bordering with Bolivia, but in the other side.
Yes. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, next question is, what is the date of Peru's Independence Day? Go. Answer.
Of course, 28 July 1821.
Okay, correct. And also, the embassy has an event to. Of course, there's COVID, but there's a virtual to commemorate the bicentennial.
Yes.
Can you share that to our audience a little?
Well, every year we celebrate all around the world, including Thailand, our national day. And the important thing now is that this year, 2021, we will be celebrating 200 years. So it's our bicentennial. But in the last 2 years, we've been doing many ways of celebration, both with Thai people and with Peruvian community in Thailand.
Yeah, and 2021 is exactly the 200 years
200 years
of celebration. But sadly, this year maybe would be a virtual event on the 28th of July.
We have a big national commission to celebrate the bicentennial independence of Peru. And of course, 2 years ago, it was full of activities.
Yes, I'm sure.
And we were planning to invite high dignitaries and visitors to Peru, have a big celebration. And now almost everything is transformed into virtual. But the commission is there working a lot. And in our webpage, we are offering many activities for the bicentennial of Peru.
Okay, so next question. List out 3 technologies that Incas invented. Go. Okay.
3 technologies.
Or 3 things.
Well, in fact, the Incas were...
10 seconds.
In hydrology, in medicine, in architecture. I forgot about the time.
I don't know if we're going to accept.
No,
Okay. No, we are let it pass. Okay.
Yeah.
No, well, the Incas were very smart, and they are just the top of the mountain of more than 10,000 of evolution. So Peru is considered one of the cradles of civilization in the world. One of the few, maybe 8 or 10 in the world. No? And the Incas were fantastic in architecture.
They started the roads to like the communication. The
we
roads,
have
the road
the
bridge.
Capaqueñan. The Capaqueñan was the system of communications in the territory. You were right. The territory they reached was almost all South America, to the north and to the south, including current Colombia, Ecuador, part of Venezuela, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, Argentina. So all was connected. And there says legends that the Inca living 3,000 meters in Cusco was having fresh fish from the sea.
Oh, so many miles away?
Exactly,
Wow.
because somebody got the fish maybe at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and start running, many people, so the Inca will have fresh fish from this ocean in Cusco.
So Inca is the first to invented Amazon Prime. So this one day delivery,
But-
fresh from the ocean.
It's not only the roads.
They also started the I'm not sure if I read it correctly, the Kipu.
Yeah,
The
I was going to
accounting-
say that one.
Okay, now you
Kipu.
can
No,
share.
I don't have to say
Tell us
it.
about the Kipu.
I was going to do this because of the
Oh, okay,
Kipu and the
Kipu.
terraces.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
the Kipu,
Well, basically, it's a calculator. It's a
It's like a
way to
counting system.
calculate
Yeah.
herds, people.
Tax.
So it was like a census, no?
I see.
Taxes, products.
but they still don't know how it is counted today, right?
It's
Or
still
just-
like a mystery.
Mystery,
There
I
are
see.
some interpretations according to the size and of the nod.
Oh, okay. How
The Kipu is
different?
like, let's say there is a stick, and then there are many strings of wool
I
from
see.
alpaca, probably,
I see.
hanging, and each has knots
Right.
in different positions.
sizes, positions.
And so they know that they are counting. I mean, the people that have studied, they can count animals or people or taxes, as you say, but exactly how it works.
That you don't know.
No.
A change in subject. This is on agriculture. The question is, list out 5 crops that Peru is one of the world's largest producer of. Go. 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 Why? We should change again. Okay.
Okay, too deep.
Okay.
No, well, sorry, time. Asparagus, artichokes. What happened?
It has your turn.
I forgot about the time.
Asparagus, corn, lucuma, artichokes.
6 seconds. One more. 2 seconds.
Grapes.
Okay.
Avocados, paprika.
Yeah, it's a lot. So I want just to touch base on the main crops like potato.
We didn't say potato. I'm sorry.
You have 4,000 varieties of potatoes.
Potato was first domesticated in the Peruvian Andes 8,000 years ago. 8,000.
Wow, so you're like the
8,000.
original.
Original, and it was brought to the rest of the world by the Spaniards only in mid-16th century. But in Peru, as you said, we have more than between 3,000 and 4,000 varieties of potatoes. So Peru, potato is a gift from Peru to the world.
That's why we all have French fries. Yes.
French fries
The
with
frites.
Peruvian potato.
Next up is on food. So here we go. List out three famous Peruvian dishes. Go. Okay.
Ceviche, causa rellena y
One more.
papa a la huancaína.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but I know ceviche. It's very, very famous. Maybe you can tell the audience what it is, or like the ingredients of ceviche.
Well, ceviche is a cold dish. It's a very popular Peruvian dish. It has the basic protagonist is fish.
Fish, yeah.
And it's not like, it's a sashimi cut, but it's not raw like sashimi.
No, it's
Because
not raw.
we marinate it with lime.
I see.
And then
Very
we prepare it.
refreshing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very refreshing, very proteic, and we mix it with onion and corn and chili.
Can you eat it as in like appetizer of the, or is it like a main dish where you
Both.
can start?
Really, both. It can be the entree,
Entree.
and then like if it's a big, you can go to a restaurant and eat it as an appetizer, and then have your main course, or you just ask for a bigger dish
Oh, to get the
to
whole,
get the ceviche as a main course. Yeah.
I see. And then next up, I didn't catch what you said.
I said causa rellena, which you will
Causa
taste
rellena.
later.
Oh, okay.
It's
And
potato.
it is
Okay.
potato, mashed
Oh,
potato,
yes.
and it has different fillings.
I see.
Like it's garnished with seafood or avocado.
Oh, so
Chicken.
it's different
Chicken.
on each.
It depends on the
type.
yeah.
Level, you have
And
potato.
then papa la huancaína is also potato with a special chili sauce based.
Is it stir fried potato? or-
No, it's boiled,
Oh, boiled,
potato,
I see.
and on top you have chili paste, sort of sauce
with cheese. No?
with white cheese and milk and chili.
Oh, so a variety. So speaking about food, I like to touch base on like the Peruvian slang, which you use food to use as slangs. For example, causa
Causa.
Ah,
is
yeah.
potato. It can mean friend or
Yes.
or something like buddy.
Yeah,
Causa. How do you use
exactly.
it in a sentence? Like causa.
Or like,
Es mi causa. We say he's my pal.
Oh,
Yeah.
mi causa.
Mi causa.
Ah, I see.
Mi Causita, mi
that it
causita.
is very, very
Ah.
popular. So in popular way, you say, él es mi causa. He's my causa. He's my very
He's
close
my
friend, my
pal,
pal,
my buddy.
pal, my
Yeah,
buddy.
Ah, I see. Next up is piña, which is pineapple, but it means unlucky
But, yes.
Yeah.
or problem.
Ay, que piña.
Piña is I
Que
had bad
piña.
luck.
Oh, what a bad luck.
Oh, like, oh dear, something like
Yeah,
that.
like, oh, I didn't get
Piña.
the train. Ay, que piña.
Que piña.
Something very bad happened.
Yeah.
Que piña.
Que piña.
Oh, que piña.
Que piña.
Yeah.
Que piña. Okay,
Like, what a pineapple.
I can
que
use that
piña.
next time. Que piña. And lastly is pauta, which is avocado, which means also like problem.
Trouble situation.
Trouble. Ah, okay. Pauta.
Yeah, palta.
No te hagas
No, I'm not pointing at you. Sorry.
No te hagas paltas.
No te
No te
hagas-
hagas paltas.
no
No te
te
hagas
hagas
paltas.
paltas.
Relax.
No te hagas faltas.
No te hagas paltas.
Hakuna Matata.
Don't become avocado.
Oh, and it's normal, right? You just use in everyday sentence.
In a colloquial
In a colloquial
context.
I
You know?
see.
And
Yeah,
we
when
use
I-
a lot this in slang.
Yeah.
The food.
Yes, we
to
use a lot of-
replace it.
Yeah, because gastronomy is big in Peru as well.
Very, very
especially-
big. This is a very important matter for us, gastronomy.
In terms of you know how it came to be, apart from of course you have like very talented chefs and many resources in Peru. What else? Why is gastronomy, I guess, culture adopt like largely in Peru?
I think the most important, I have there a brochure I will show to
Yes,
you,
yes.
is superfoods.
Superfoods.
Superfoods Peru.
Ah.
As I said before, 8,000 years ago, ancient Peruvians cultivate and domesticate potato. They did the same with many other products, many other, the huge corn, tomato, and many other local products. And then when they exchanged with other cultures, when we had the Europeans, we have, you know that during more than 300 years, we had exchange with Asia.
Yes.
It's not very known, but we have a ship going from Acapulco to Manila.
Oh, Philippines?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, bringing a lot of products. And then chili was brought from the Americas to Asia, and we got some products from the Asia. So, and then migration from Chinese. We have a huge Chinese migration in Peru in mid 19th century,
I see.
and a huge Japanese migration early 20th century.
I
So
see.
all these cultural encounter of it gives what we have now as impressive Peruvian gastronomy. The local products, local culture,
And also.
Well, Spanish, when the
Spanish,
Spaniards-
Chinese, Japanese, Italian, European. Maybe one also important element in this point is biodiversity. Different climates, different altitudes, and different contexts. And so a lot of local products. So biodiversity is also a component of our superfoods.
Yeah, so on that, our audience would like to hear the ambassador and you to speak Thai as well. So I'm gonna, you can repeat after me. I'm gonna say some words that is hard to pronounce in Thai and also some of the tongue twisters. So the,
Oh my gosh. Trabalenguas.
the first one is
I'm dead.
Tai leo.
Thai.
I left.
See, I don't think I had to teach her.
She's very good.
Thai แล้ว Okay, first one is องุ่น
Angun.
Oh, very good.
Anun.
องุ่น
Anun.
งุ่น
Un.
Yeah. It
Brave.
means- yes. See, she doesn't know what it means.
What is that? Does it-
Uva. Uva.
Uva.
Uva.
Great.
องุ่น So the first one is like หมาม้ามาหาหมา It means
Mama, hama.
เฮ้ย She can say it. I thought you said the tone you cannot say it.
I cannot,
Wow.
but
That's
it was-
very clear. Wow.
Yeah.
หมาม้ามาหาหมา
Mama, hama.
เออ Oh.
Very
This
good.
is too easy for you.
Something
I'm
to
gonna-
see something.
Mama-
Something trained to see something.
Yes, yes. So mama means like mom.
Mama.
Yeah, ma is came. Ha
To see.
to see. Ma.
dog.
Yes.
Ah.
สวัสดีค่ะคุณครู Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try the hardest one here because at first I
Okay.
thought it's.
But you can say that. Really.
No,
Oh
no,
yeah, you can
no,
say
no,
try
no.
try try
Mama,
try it
mama.
first. Try it first. Mama
Mama.
มา
Ma.
หา
Ha.
หมา
Ma.
Yeah, you can say it. หมามาหาหมา Okay.
These are the most difficult ones.
Okay, I should try the hardest one. Okay, I'm gonna say it fast first, and then I'm gonna say it.
I will say.
Okay, so it's ยายกินลำไยน้ำลายยายไหลย้อย So, okay, ยายกินลำไย means grandma eats longang. ลำไย
Longang, the
longang, ลำไย yep. น้ำลายยายไหลย้อย น้ำลาย saliva. ยาย like the grandma saliva. ไหลย้อย means it drips down. So the grandma eats the longang and then her saliva.
Yai kin lam yai.
Nam lai.
Nam lai.
ยาย
Yai.
ไหลย้อย
Lai yoi.
เฮ้ย It's so good.
No, I'm thinking what it means.
Oh yeah. So ยายกินลำไย
Yai kin lam yai.
น้ำลายยายไหลย้อย
Nam lai.
น้ำลายยาย
Nam lai yai nam
ไหลย้อย
lai.
ไหล flow ไหลย้อย
Lai yoi.
ยายกิน
Yai kin lam yai. Yai kin lam yai. Ah! Yai kin nam yai.
อือหือ
Nam lai yai. Lai yoi.
Oh, she's so good. Oh my god.
You can say that fine.
Say it.
ยายกินลำไยน้ำลายยายไหลย้อย
None. Wow, I thought this is the hardest one I can find. Okay, wrapping up this session. Yeah, thank you so much for playing with me.
Thank you.
Maybe you have to try better next time.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very
So
nice.
wrapping up on the game session. So next up would be the Q&A with the ambassador. Stay tuned.
Perfect.
So now we're back in the Q&A sessions, and these questions are selected questions from a variety of groups, such as Thai who have been to Peru, expats living in Thailand, questions from Facebook and Twitter. And also this year, we know that you celebrate the 56 years of diplomatic relations between Peru and Thailand, and there's a question on what does being Peruvian means to you, since you just will celebrate 200 years of bicentennial this year, 2021, and also how does your career shape the definition of being Peruvian?
First, this is an important year. Peru and Thailand, we are celebrating 55 years of diplomatic relations. Peru is reaching 200 years of independence, and I will turn 60 years old.
Oh,
So, important year for us. And yes, the question concerning how my career changed my way of being Peruvian, I can tell you it's been 35 years of many feelings, and I start loving my country from abroad, which is also a kind of first knowing your country, knowing yourself as a Peruvian, and understanding what does Peru means to the world.
I see.
And I can tell you, I'm so happy I choose to be a diplomat and have the privilege to representing my country abroad. It's been, I'm so happy.
And if you weren't a diplomat, what would you become?
If I were not.
Yeah, if you were not a diplomat.
Well, I study law.
Yes.
My father, my grandparents were lawyers.
Oh, really? Your whole family?
Yes,
Whoa.
all family
Wow,
into
wow,
law.
wow.
And I suppose if I didn't join the diplomatic career, today I will be a lawyer.
I see.
And I'm sure I will love my career.
Tying nicely to the next questions too, you were previously posted to the permanent mission of Peru to the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, and you had the chance to attend the UN Human Rights Commission, the conference on disarmament. So next question is on when we speak about UN, we speak of peacekeeping. So to you, we would like to know what does peacekeeping means to you and what is peace?
Well, there is many authors ask many times if the United Nations are unnecessary or maybe are not necessary. And somebody said sometimes that the United Nations might have many limitations, many disadvantages. But if we don't have the United Nations, we will definitely need to create a United Nations because it's a space, a necessary space for encounter, for negotiations. So, and now peacekeeping is one of the main activities through which the United Nations can act, and of course, peacekeeping first need to be appointed by the Security Council, and second will be sent to those countries where you need to
have security or
stop any violence or insecurity. So yes, Peru, for example, we are participating in a few peacekeeping missions. We have now a Peruvian presence in Central African Republic. The situation in this country is quite difficult.
Right.
There are ethnic and religious conflicts. They just had elections. And we have around 150 Peruvian military personnel doing a technical work. They are working in airfields, so preparing airfields so that Central African Republican people can move from one part to the
Onto the
other
other place.
through airplanes or
I see.
helicopters.
I see.
So we're contributing to peace. So I think that peacekeeping and the UN through peacekeeping is very significant and crucial work.
Okay, so now moving on to the economic side of trade between Peru and Thailand. Can you give an overview of trade relations between Peru and Thailand, like the types of products of imports and exports between us and so on?
Well, first thing I would like to say is that we are one of the few countries that we have a free trade agreement with Thailand.
Yes.
It enters into force in 2011. And through this FTA, we have free flows of goods between Peru and Thailand. So most of Peruvian products coming to Thailand will not pay taxes, and the same for Thai products. It's around mostly Thailand sending to Peru around 400 million US, and Peru bringing to Thailand around 250 million US. So in total, around 650 million in total trade. And in the case of Thailand, we are buying from Thailand vehicles, computers, spare parts, and also tuna. We are buying tuna. Being in Peru, being a fish,
Right.
we have a long, very rich sea and 3,000 kilometers of coast.
For the ceviche.
We are, and we're also buying rice from, and we produce rice, but
We also import rice from you
importing
too. Yeah.
rice. And in the case of Peru, we're exporting to Thailand minerals, copper, zinc, and mostly in the last years, we're exporting superfruits.
Oh, super.
I was talking to you before
Yes.
about the superfoods Peru,
Yep.
and we are proud that we are now bringing to Thailand grapes, avocados, blueberries, quinoa, and many others, maca, chia, and many other superfoods from Peru. We are also exporting a pota, which is the giant calamari. Now, services as in this digital era, in this 4.0,
e-commerce.
is very important because now you can be in Thailand or in Peru, and you can provide a service in many areas, and language is no more a problem. Young people are communicating easily, so I'm sure that we will expand our trade to services and many other goods.
And next questions tying in from the economic side. Peru's GDP is projected to be the highest among Latin America's country. What do you think is the contribution of this? Is it the terms of policies that are different from your neighboring country, or is it like the resource and so on? Maybe you can list out.
Well, I think the reason why Peru is been growing above the average of the other Latin American countries in the last 20 years is because we have a responsible macroeconomic policy. We have investor-oriented market policies. And when I say investors, I'm talking about local investors or foreign investors.
I see, both sides.
Both sides. Peruvian economy is really open. And the third point might be that we've been aggressively working for free trade. So we have at this point more than 16 free trade agreements covering more than 60 countries. Because, for example, we have a free trade agreement with the European Union. So
Right.
it's 27 countries.
Already, yes.
You know?
Wow.
We have China, we have the United States, Canada, Korea, Japan, Thailand,
Indonesia,
Indonesia, Australia.
Australia.
Peru invite Mexico, Chile, and Colombia to conform what we call the Pacific Alliance. Pacific Alliance is an integration movement, these four countries, Mexico, Colombia, Peru, and Chile. And Pacific Alliance has been the most successful integration movement in Latin America in the last years. We are among the four. We are now have free movement of goods and services, but also people and capitals.
I see.
And we are inviting, as I said, Singapore, Korea, and others, and hopefully Thailand one day, to join the Pacific Alliance, so to have a
To
free
boost the
trade
economy.
area.
I see.
We are also APEC member. Peru is
APEC.
member of APEC, and we're working very hard to have free movement of goods and capitals and among APEC economies.
Touches on the concept of hard power versus and soft power. So for the audience, a quick explanation. So hard power can be, economics or military power used to influence behavior or interests for both parties. And soft power, it's more on like the diplomatic side, cultural history side, to attract cooperation. So for the question is, how does Peru use hard and soft power that leads to economic growth? Maybe you can share cases that may like Apex or which past project that Peru has been successful in utilizing the two powers together.
Well, yes. I remember Professor Joseph Nye, who first talked about soft power, hard power, and smart power. Smart power being using both. How use your hard power and your soft power
Together.
to get what you need, your objectives in international relations. And of course, every country will do this. Every country will use a smart power, smart policy. Peru, I think we definitely did this with the elements I just mentioned, with a consistent macroeconomic policy. We have 25 years of a growing economy with low inflation. And under this basis is that we invite, for example, Mexico, Colombia, and Chile to join us in the Pacific Alliance. So I think Peru used his strong economy and was convincing enough to attract other countries
To join.
to join us. And soft power,
Yes.
I want to mention two examples of good use. One is gastronomy, how
I see.
gastronomy is attracting interest of people to Peru.
around the world,
We were talking before about gastronomy being a cultural heritage, Asian wisdom of many thousands of people, and a mixture of cultures, of encounters, migrants to Peru. Another element is
Second one.
Peru is working with other countries as group of what we call Asian civilizations. So in December last year, 1.5 months ago, we had in Lima, virtual in this case, Lima Declaration for countries that were cradles of civilization, including Egypt, China, Italy, Iran, Iraq, Armenia, Peru, Bolivia. And the message is let's respect Asian civilizations. to support cultural diplomacy.
Next up is the questions on famous figures in Peru, whether it's Peruvian artists, musicians, singers, athletes, so on. So we'd like to give some references. Maybe you can share your favorite famous people of Peru who are Peruvian. For me, I really love Eva Ilon.
Del puente a la Alameda, menudo pie, la lleva por la vereda que se estremece al ritmo de sus caderas. Recogía la risa de la brisa.
She's a really great singer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I love Eva Illon. Eva Illon, she's a great, great singer. We all Peruvians, we love her. Well, the most universal Peruvian maybe is Ambassador Javier Pérez de Cuellar. He was the Secretary General of the United Nations between 1982 to 92. Unfortunately, he just passed away after reaching 100 years of life, a very fruitful life, in February 2020. I'm so proud of him being a Peruvian. The second, maybe most famous Peruvian is Nobel Prize Mario Vargas Llosa.
Writer.
He won in 2010 the Nobel Prize in Literature, and he's still very active. He just presented a new novel, and I love most of his work. I'm now reading one of his last books. Another famous Peruvian is Juan Diego Flores. He's an opera singer, a tenor, a lyric singer. And I met him in Washington. He's traveling all around the world.
Oh, you met him in person?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
interesting.
I met him he did a presentation in Washington, D.C., and so he came to the Peruvian residence. We had a lunch with him. He was playing the piano at the residence.
Oh, I see.
And he's doing a great job in Peru. He's working with youth, kids from poor areas of Peru, and he's bringing music.
Go there to sing
So
for the children.
he had an orchestra of these kids, and he's doing a lot of work with them. I'm really proud and happy that Juan Diego Flores is devoting a lot of his time to kids in Peru. And I hope he will come one day to Thailand.
I was gonna say that he would have
Hopefully.
a chance to present his art, his music to Thailand.
Well, Andres Carrillo, you can
Okay.
insert a photo of him in the Bangkok Post
Okay.
saying best player of the match was the Peruvian guy, Andres Carrillo.
Who is now playing for the
Saudi Arabia team,
Okay.
the champion of Asia. They played the final against a Japanese team. Japanese.
Oh, they play against.
Japan, Saudi Arabia. Peru, when I was a little kid, our Peruvian soccer team was one of the best in Latin America. We beat Argentina to classify to the World Cup in 1970 when I was 9 years old.
Oh.
And we did great in Mexico. But then we went also to the World Cup in 1982 and 1986. But after 1986, we stopped classifying until last World Cup in Moscow, in Russia.
Guerrero scores! Paulo Guerrero! Milligan couldn't get there. Ryan couldn't get there. And Peru double their lead. And just maybe the most memorable goal.
Right.
So Peru classified for the World Soccer Cup after 36 years of absence.
Take some time.
And guess what? We got 40,000 Peruvians traveling to Russia. the biggest crowd, the biggest foreign crowd in the World Cup in Russia was Peru.
Oh,
40,000 Peruvians crossing the world to support.
So you can hear the cheer, the
Yes.
cheer from all the Peruvians.
Was
the
incredible.
flags everywhere.
Incredible. Peru back to the World Cup 36 years later.
Take some time. Maybe next World Cup we will see.
I cross my
Peru.
fingers.
We will see Peru. Maybe take some time for Thailand, but we'll get there. It's okay. So that is all for today with the Meet with Ambassador channel. Thank you so much, Your Excellency and Mrs. Irina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Say goodbye to the audience. Yay! Bye.
YES Media.
Subscribe.